You hear the recent update on Blade reboot. It somehow got worse. Well, it's not a reboot. It's just a Blade movie that doesn't coincide with the previous three. Is this the news? Finds new director with Lovecraft Country, Helmer Yan Demange. I know they're rewriting it from scratch. I mean, it sounds like an overall good thing, not a bad thing. I don't know what Lovecraft Country is, though. Business Insider, the true cost of the Qatar 2022 World Cup. I haven't seen that article, but I imagine it's going over a lot of the migrant worker deaths. 6,500 of them so far. I did, however, see an absolutely awful article. This has nothing to do with anything you're talking about, but I did see the Wall Street Journal made a terrible, terrible article here. Basically saying that the reason FTX failed was because people lost trust in Sam. For some reason, they seem so desperate to play it off as anything other than fraud. It's weird. It's so weird. Saying it's fraud equals doubt in crypto. Wall Street Journal's like for 70-year-olds. I don't think it's even like crypto focused. Like, I don't think the Wall Street Journal's even pro crypto. Didn't he donate a lot to a political party? Yeah, and a lot of people really focus on that a lot, even though I don't understand what that has to do with the fraud. But yeah, he was a huge donor for the Democratic Party. And for some reason, a lot of the headlines are FTX, largest donor for Democratic Party. Like, it's just so, like, who cares? Like, it has nothing to do with anything. It's just I guess, a little fun tidbit of information. But yeah, he was a massive donor. But I don't see how, for some reason, this would make Wall Street Journal want to make it seem like it was a him problem, not a fraud problem. To me, the fraud is the main thing. That's a bad take. What's a bad take on the biggest problem being he's a fraud? Not the biggest problem being he is a donor? What is wrong? What is wrong with your brain? There's a prime weed in the resub Dan Stiff Trust and Garcia. It wasn't even a take. Like I didn't even give a take. Just that the fraud is the biggest thing. Reason donations matters. He may have been protected by the White House. In what fantasy? This guy is getting fucked in the ass. Oh, him and the Harry Potter fan that he was dating. What are you talking about? He has legitimately $0 now. If this is protection, then goddamn, I certainly hope I never have any sort of protection from the government. Because yikes. Holy shit. He's still rich. He legitimately has $0. Now, they stole a lot of money, but I don't think they'll have access to the stolen funds. The new Vice video about hentai hit hard today. I was wondering how many of you saw that. I haven't finished it yet.
A true sandbox survival horror.
Vice did post something that was pretty interesting. I haven't finished it, but it was interesting. Oh, it's Vice News. Yeah, so they posted this, and they turned comments off, which shows a severe lack of confidence in the report, if you ask me. But I haven't finished watching it. It's very interesting, though. Off rip, I think they got something wrong that I saw a couple people mention on Reddit. They made the point of, in America, if you even look at, like, art depicting child porn, you can face 15 years in jail. As far as I know, that's wrong. I'm pretty sure there was a ruling, not super long ago, that protected that as a loophole. I can't remember what it was, though. The Reddit comment cited it. But aside from that, everything seemed pretty fine from Vice. I'm not a Vice fan, but I've always said that it's super fucking weird. I made a whole video talking about it. How weird that every single anime and manga focuses on, like, kids when it doesn't need to. and it's always so fucking awful, like the lolly shit. I hate that. I am not a fan, and it's for some reason it's such a contentious debate. For some reason, I don't get it. It should just be pretty open and cut as weird. Now, of course, there's no like real victims with like lollies and all that, but that doesn't make it any less disturbing. And in this documentary, they follow around a guy they met at this convention. I absolutely can't show a lot of this on stream, but I just want to show the guy. So they actually go to this guy's house, and he is a manga illustrator. Damn it. And he talks about the first thing he wrote being a manga about a high school girl who keeps getting gang raped. And she starts to like getting raped. And it was for a magazine called Rape, I think. I believe the publication was called Rape. And he talks about how, like, normal it is and how it's fine. Like, it's good because there's no victims. He himself also admits to being attracted to children, and this prevents him from, like, actually going out and doing things to children. So it's a really interesting, albeit disturbing documentary. Documentary probably being the wrong word since it's only 17 minutes. I haven't finished it yet. I'm only on, like, 5 minutes, but this is not something for stream at all. It's fucking, it's dark. Never forget that the Rurouni Kenshin author got away with a disgusting amount of child porn. No, I don't know. I didn't know that. That's sad. I really liked Rurouni Kenshin growing up. Thanks to Resub Cactus and Codebreaker. The entire culture is different in Japan when it comes to the pedophile stuff. Yeah, I know. It's a very different culture. In this video, at least I think it was the video, not the comments and the Reddit thread going over it, they talk about child porn being outlawed in 2015. So, like, it's still a newer ruling, like child porn in general, but any depictions of child porn are completely fine. So it's just really odd. Very different. Thanks for Resub Druid. I think it was 2015. I can't watch this on stream, but here, I'm going to pull it up real quick and see if it was this video or if it was the comment section that quoted it. Let's see.
Protected by the Constitution. Animated child prison and label you a sex offender for life. But not here. When child pornography was finally banned in Japan in 2014.
2014. It got banned in Japan in 2014.
Publishers lobbied to keep animated child porn legal, arguing that artists' freedom of speech is protected by the Constitution.
Okay, that's what it was. Sad thing is, a lot of pedophiles know it's wrong and want to get help, but get punished if they seek it, so they don't seek it. I actually don't know about them being punished for seeking help. There's, like, literally pedophile, like, specialists that specialize in non-offending pedophiles and trying to help them. I haven't heard of that being like a front to bust them. Like, there's an entire profession dedicated to trying to help non-offending pedophiles not be pedophiles in general. I don't see the problem. It isn't encouraging child abuse, sexual activities towards... Oh, we're still on it. The manga stuff, the hentai thing. Plus, Japan is a different culture, different values and traditions. Have a problem with trying to destroy other countries' culture because of what we deem is wrong. Just like destroying Aztec culture because we think sacrificial rituals are wrong. That's a really weird comparison. That's super different. No, man, it's talking about, like, it's weird to have these depictions of children and act like that's totally okay, when even in Japan they've outlawed child porn in general, and granted it took them a very long time, 2014, but making a special exception for animated child porn. There's nothing wrong with calling that out as weird and morally questionable at best, especially when one of the I'll pull it up again, I guess, especially since the manga artist that they're interviewing openly admits to being attracted to children. Like, it's just weird. Like, that's not something to be celebrated. Now, I haven't finished this, and I do think Vice News makes, at least in the beginning, one wrong claim. I can't scroll through this. In the beginning, they make one wrong claim about like how it works in America. They're not right about that. Even in America, if you draw child-looking characters in sexually compromising positions, you don't have 15 years in jail. Fucking Shadman made an entire career out of drawing that kind of shit. So it's not like it's super different in that regard here. He didn't get arrested for the lolly stuff and all of that. He got arrested because of an assault charge. It wasn't for what he was drawing. It wasn't his art or anything. I don't think he's in jail right now. I'm pretty sure he's out. He got arrested for illegal possession of a firearm? What? No, I thought it was assault. Didn't he go into public with a... what was it? Not a bat. Hold on. Shadman arrested for assault. Refers to a crime committed by Chadman. The arrest was made on October 26th, with bail being posted on November 9th. This was of 2021. I don't remember what the weapon was or what the assault charge exactly was, but it was assault. I thought so. It wasn't because of his art or anything. Don't understand why pedophiles get in trouble for seeking help. Just doesn't seem right. I don't even know who you're talking about. Again, I'll say it again. I feel like this is just you're fighting something that doesn't exist. There are entire professions dedicated to helping non-offending pedophiles not be pedophiles. Like, I don't know how many pedophiles that have sought help, non-offending pedophiles that have sought help and then been arrested for it. Like, there's whole professions dedicated to helping them. Like, I don't know. That's the second, well, not even the second. That was like the third or fourth that I've seen say that. Like, there are entire jobs to try and help non-offending pedophiles. Weirdest stream I've watched today. Oh, yeah, this is flown way off the rails. I don't even remember how we got here. I tied it back to the Vice News thing because I found this to be a really interesting look at a topic that I myself have talked about quite a bit with how weird it is with a lot of anime and manga. Like the fixation on the girls being very childlike and that lolly stuff. I always find it to be very cringe. Weird that it's the topic people want to argue about. It's not, I don't find that weird. Like, I understand why people argue because the argument, as Vice also highlighted, is a pedophile might not actually hurt a child if he has access to rape lolly or whatever the manga was, the high school girl getting gang raped or whatever. His argument was a pedophile might be, satisfied with that and not actually hurt a child. They're all make-believe. There's not a real victim in the manga child porn. So then it leads to like an actual argument that people have, like a debate. So it's not like surprising that people argue it. It's a pretty ridiculous argument. It's one I don't agree with. But yeah, it is the argument nonetheless. Wouldn't that incentivize them? That's what I've always thought. Like, I don't think it necessarily stops them. If anything, it just gives them more content. Yeah, fucking wild stuff.